Philosophers have said that there are only 7 stories we keep repeating to each other throughout time. Tonight, we're going to pick one and tell it again. This is The Treatment, a podcast about stories with your hosts, Billy Beck, Cody Beck, and Mark Lucas. The Treatment is filmed under a live studio audience.
All right. As we record this, Matthew McConaughey here. We just announced that this podcast is coming out, so celebration, people are excited. And we're also 7 weeks ahead. But before we get into this next adventure, Mark, what did people think about The Little Red Hen?
Well, according to a critic in The Village Voice, they give it a 100 out of 100. It is, at least, one of cinema's great vexations, an astonishing and Herculean visual achievement cursed in various amplitudes by auteurism, guilt, memories of bigotry, evolving norms, and the power of cinema itself. I think that's pretty high praise.
Yeah, you don't see 100 scale used that often anymore. So the 100 out of 100, not a 10, not a 5, 100. That feels good.
I'll say. I think we put together a good movie last time. I think we put together a bunch of good movies so far. I don't think we've had a miss yet.
Well, no time like the present. Shall we read what's on the wheel?
Would you please?
Sure. We have Cassandra, Little Bo Peep, Prometheus, The Great Gatsby, Jack and the Beanstalk, Rapunzel, The Tortoise and the Hare, Little Red Riding Hood, and King Arthur.
A broad base to choose from.
And we're going to spin it.
I feel like there's 3 distinct sections on the wheel.
And the winner is one of Cody's.
Again?
It's Cassandra. I swear to God, we spin a wheel. It just so happens to keep landing on Cody's suggestions.
William, can you hand me my phone, please?
Yes. To Wikipedia!
So, Cassandra is Cassandra of Troy. She is a Trojan princess who is cursed or blessed with the gift of prophecy by Apollo. However, when she rejects Apollo's advances, because she is a priestess, he twists the blessing he gave her so that no one will believe her prophecies, but everything she prophesies will come to pass. So she actually goes a little bit crazy, which makes sense. And then there's the whole thing with, Troy and the fall of. She is taken as a prize by Agamemnon back to Sparta. I think Sparta. I don't remember which one is which. And her fate there is to be murdered by Clytemnestra to make sure that no one is around to defend Agamemnon, who then is also murdered for things that happened before. As in most Greek tragedies, there's a lot of death. Mark, were you paying any attention to that, or were you reading the Wikipedia?
You've listened to this podcast before.
I was skimming the Wikipedia because this is a Greek myth one, which is very much your bailiwick and not mine, but there is way too much here for me to read. So I'm just going to trust your expertise and assume that that's more or less it. Now, normally the first question that we ask is vibes.
Yeah.
But in this instance, I feel like my first question is, are we going ancient or modern?
So my gut instinct here was a phrase that I hear around Hollywood now, that superheroes are the modern Greek myths. Like, they're the American version of Greek myths, right? I'm not saying let's do a superhero movie, but I think that's kind of the energy we could go if we chose to do it in a modern setting.
I like it.
What if we split the difference and do historical? Not ancient Greece or ancient Rome, but like another event.
So, okay.
Here's a thought that's jumping to me. On this podcast, we're big fans of ripping things off, but doing them in our own way, which makes it cool.
I mean, it's kind of what the podcast is.
I know that the answer to this question is no, because nobody fucking did. But have either of you played Agents of Mayhem?
I've watched you play it a few times.
I don't know what video games are.
Girl.
Agents of Mayhem is a weird half-assed spin-off of the Saints Row series in like a different universe. But in general, there's two big organizations that are almost like Saturday morning cartoon. There's the good guys, Mayhem, and the evil guys of Legion. And each side has their own heroes and villains. Mayhem is led by a mastermind named Persephone. So I'm kind of thinking now in that realm of like Saturday morning spy superhero cartoon. And we don't have to be cartoonish about it, but there's the Legion of Bad Guys and the Association of Heroes instead of our Troy and Sparta? Athens?
Kind of all of Greece.
The gods?
It's not to get too much into something that could potentially be on the wheel eventually, but it's basically all of Greece against Troy because of the pact that all of Helen's suitors made once Agamemnon was chosen as her husband. Sorry, Menelaus was chosen as her husband. Menelaus is so fucking useless, but that, again, future.
Yep, all Menelaus are useless. You got it.
So is this an avenue we want to go down? In my mind, then, our hero, our Cassandra, is the Persephone type, the information person of the Society of Good Guys. And there is the Legion of Bad Guys that they are against. Or do we want to do something totally different?
I liked what you were saying about setting it in a different historical time frame, because at its core, so she's a prophet. She gets caught up in a war, ends up as prisoner of war, but and the stuff about her prophecies, and no one believes them.
Yes.
That's kind of like the base of that. Is there a more modern, like, is there a way we could do this in World War II or something along those lines? Because then we can hit the same beats, like the fall of Troy could be like, I don't know, the fall of Stalingrad, or I'm not a World War II guy, but
I honestly, and again, this is hyper specific to me, but what's sticking in my mind is probably because of our conversation last time we recorded, labor disputes and the formation of unions.
I think that's really samey to where we were last time, though.
Yeah. I think that's why I'm thinking of it.
I don't feel confident telling that story.
Same.
Yeah.
Which is why we shattered it into 5 stories.
I think the other thing is with Cassandra, there are variations on her myth, so I think that's important to the story we want to tell as well, because there's the version that is most common is basically Apollo enticed her with the gift of prophecy. When she rejected him, he twisted it into a curse. There's also the version where she enticed him to give her the gift and then didn't sleep with him, so he was like, haha, no, this is your punishment. There's also a completely unrelated version where it has nothing to do with Apollo, and she basically just fell asleep in the temple and snakes licked her ears and she could hear prophecy.
So just on that, because the 3 things you just described are the opening act, right? That's act 1 of what we're telling. I think we're all kind of in that same wheelhouse, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I want to just throw a couple of genre ideas out.
Yeah.
I'm always kind of eager to go to the Old West.
Okay.
And the other thought that's jumping to me is we set this in the far and distant future and make it a sci-fi thing.
Sci-fi, I was honestly thinking, you know what this feels like? It feels like Ripley and Alien.
I could go sci-fi. I think that's a really good idea, taking this into the future.
I think the other thing we need, in addition to vibes, the other thing we need to decide is, do we stick with the myth and she dies at the end? And if she does die at the end, is this a tragedy because it was always going to happen that way? Or is it a tragedy because it didn't have to happen that way?
I think that's a call we need to make when we get to it.
Okay.
I think we're still trying to figure out a setting here.
Yeah.
Now, if we're going to do sci-fi, if we're going to do future, are we doing space future or Earth future?
Colonization
Space.
of a new planet?
Space?
So the way I understand the question is Earth involved at all? Or are we talking about like 2 different space kingdoms? The Blorgons against the Zapponians.
Are we setting this on future Earth, where, like, we can kind of get more realistic as to how we think society will evolve in 1,000 years or what have you, like Futurama, or are we doing, or not Futurama, but I mean kind of Futurama. What's the one I'm thinking of? Cowboy Bebop.
Oh,
like
yes.
that kind of future, or are we doing like Star Wars or Star Trek, like spaceships and planets and aliens and all of that?
I feel like ancient Greek mythology has a certain beyond reality to it. And I sometimes feel like it's made cheaper if we make it realistic and bring it back down to earth.
Here's a crazy idea.
Go for it.
What if, because there are at least 3 factions present in this story, right? There's Troy, there's whoever gets Troy, and there's the gods, right?
Yeah.
What if this takes place in that, like, mid-period after First Contact, but before humans as a whole are spacefaring? So we have godlike aliens on Earth manipulating people, and we all know they're there, but they're just so much, but the humans all know they're there, but they're just so much more powerful, they kind of ignore them and stick to their own problems.
Yeah. I like that.
So we can still do shit in space if we want to. But we're still going to have interhuman conflict, as well as this third entity of super advanced alien life forms manipulating us and fucking with us because they can.
What if the two human factions, are basically the military, who is like protect the planet, eradicate, and the scientists, which I'm using military and scientists shorthand here, who are more like, no, we need to, we can learn from them, they can help us evolve, etc.
Yeah, I like that, of having the two Earth factions, so to speak, not being in direct conflict with each other, but their conflict is based on how they want to treat the situation of the aliens, who also have their own.
Yeah,
agenda.
and the aliens are just kind of like, it's cute that you think you have any say in this.
I see them as intergalactic teenagers just fucking around on a Friday night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel like the Cassandra character is going to be the one that's like, guys, we don't actually have any choice here. They're going to do what they want to do. Don't fucking shoot them with nuclear weapons. It's not going to do anything. But also, we need to be more cautious than just, here's all of our stuff.
I want to say Cassandra gets this way as a result of abduction.
Yeah.
That classic, like, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I got taken up. They did things to me that I don't know what any of it is. And now I understand them a little better. Maybe they even put a thing in her head. And now she receives direct communications.
Like,
so that would be the version of the myth where Apollo gives her the gift of sight.
Yeah. Amy Adams in Arrival.
Yeah, but also, like...
But not benevolent.
Like... I can also see, like, the aliens give that to her and then request something in return that's violating, and I'm not talking about sexually.
Yeah.
Like, they decide, oh, here, we've given you this implant. Like, when she wakes up, it's already in there. You know everything about us and what we're doing here. Now we get to read your mind. And they start applying whatever technology to read her mind, and it hurts. It's invasive. It's uncomfortable for her, so she rips the headgear off and threatens to, I don't know, like, forces herself off of whatever ship or lab they're in. And that's kind of where they get vindictive.
Is it two Animorphs if they're parasitic in some way? Maybe the reason they're even getting involved is they need something.
For the Animorphs nerds, I'm thinking them less Yeerks and more Andalites. They think their motives are just, but they just don't give enough of a shit about humanity to respect local customs and boundaries.
Yeah. She's not the only one abducted. She's the only one that survives. You were saying, Mark?
Right now, I'm thinking about the video game series Destroy All Humans. They need just genetic material. It doesn't even matter what kind. We just need all of the DNA we can get. In the video game, it's to revive their dying race. But for this, we don't even need to know. Do we like that? Do we hate it?
I think for the opening scene, for sure, the opening act, rather, having some genetic material be part of it. I like the idea of, like, having multiple people abducted and, like, 3-4 don't survive, but she does.
And part of it has to do with, they're harvesting them for the genetic material, but also they don't recognize what the human body is and isn't capable of, or do they even care?
Both can be true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to say heartless, because I think there's a little bit more in there to have them think they're noble in their cause and just not understand what they're doing, but
it's more,
to us it would feel, or to humans it would feel heartless.
It's like not survival of the fittest. What's that philosophical idea, the less versus the many? The trolley problem. Do you sacrifice one to save 100?
Yeah. I have no idea what that's called.
I know there's a term for it, but I don't remember.
I'm sure there is. I don't know what it is either.
Yell at us in the comments. Please comment.
So we have kind of our opening act, which is the appearance of the aliens, the abduction, the murders.
I also like the idea that, like, we can even set this up expositorily in the first scenes, that the aliens have been here and doing this for a while.
Yeah.
Like, people have kind of adapted to their presence. So after she's freed, which of the factions would she be in? Would she be, like, an advisor to, like, a military faction that wants to destroy the aliens? Or would she be one of the scientists working to better study them?
I think she would be scientist, but they don't quite trust her anymore, because ever since her abduction experience, she is a little bit more standoffish with them. But the military doesn't want to deal with her either, because they don't trust her either because of the alien technology. She's kind of marooned.
Yeah.
She's technically part of one, but not...
See, I'm thinking she's neither. She's a civilian.
Okay.
But after this experience, the science side takes an interest.
Okay.
And then the military side thinks that could be leverage.
Mm-hmm. So the next, like, major beat in the original story would be the fall of Troy, yeah?
Yeah, it would be basically the entirety of the Iliad.
So one thought that's kind of been jumping to me is the geographics of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's one thing to say, like, there's the military people and the science people, but I feel like we have to say where people are from.
Yeah.
And since there's two, I think that it fits kind of naturally that the two super groups are America and Afro-Eurasia. So I don't mean United States. I mean, like...
The Americas.
The Americas, and the other side is Afro-Eurasia.
Yeah. The oceans separate the two.
Yeah. And I feel like it would be easier to make Afro-Eurasia be the science ones.
Yeah.
So then our Troy, I want to say, is like Seoul.
Seoul's a good shout.
Yeah.
Or maybe even make it farther in the future and be like, what's going to be the science hub of the future? Like Jakarta?
Neo Tokyo.
I mean...
See, I don't want to put like fancy Neo City and make up a new one.
Yeah.
But
no.
Pick like a city of today and say, like, 100, 200 years from now, that's going to be the Silicon Valley of their time.
If we want a budget on this movie, we'll have to make it Jeddah or Beijing. If we don't want a budget on this movie, then we get, like, I like Jakarta.
Yeah.
I was thinking of, what's the fucking city? 2 secs.
Bangkok?
No. Lagos.
When you said 2 sex, I thought you meant 2 sex.
Lagos, Nigeria is what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was thinking it should probably be somewhere in Africa.
Yeah.
What is Africa now?
I just feel like Asian cities are too played out and European cities are too white.
Yeah.
So
I also think it would be interesting if our character was of neither place.
Oh yeah, I was thinking our character was from, like, Nevada.
Well, I was thinking, like, more an island nation, like something like Philippines, Japan,
Australia.
Oh god.
I mean, New Zealand could also work.
New Zealand could also work.
I'm thinking, like, if we've already established that the Americas are all kind of one unit and Afro-Eurasia is already its own unit,
yeah,
that leaves out New Zealand and Australia.
Yeah.
Because they are kind of also in the middle of the fucking ocean. Could also do Hawaii.
Yeah.
Could do...
I kind of lumped them in with America.
Hawaii.
Mostly because otherwise America is a little bit significantly smaller than Afro-Eurasia.
Smaller, yes, but also...
Yeah,
Still, like, two whole ass continents is still a lot of land.
I like the idea of Australia or New Zealand, because then when those countries fall, countries, continents, super countries, whatever, those can be the canary in the coal mine, the fall, and that's kind of how.
I like the idea. I want to throw one idea out there that you guys can shoot down real quick before we go forward. Sentinel Island.
What?
That's it's the island where they have zero contact with the outside world.
Ah, okay.
And like every like couple years, a couple missionaries will go there and get killed.
Ah.
Okay. Shot down. Fine by me.
It's clever, but I think it's too clever.
It's a little gods might be crazy.
A little. I think her prophecies. Is it just that her hardware, the software, whatever they installed, occasionally just messes up and she gets access to their plans?
That's kind of how I saw it going. Like the whole grab your head collapse and then images flash in front of her eyes kind of thing.
The aliens are a hive mind species. So when she gets access to one, she gets access to all of them, but doesn't necessarily have the capacity to parse any of it.
Yes, they gave her what the technology is that they gave her is the ability to commune with them, but they realized that that's part of what killed the others, is they couldn't handle it.
I like the idea of a hive mind. What if it was like a technological hive mind? Like she's connected to their internet. Like the individual aliens, I kind of want to have personalities and be able to disconnect from that. I don't want them to be fighting the Borg, you know? Because part of what's fun about the Greek gods is that they all have their different personalities.
Right.
But having her connected to their information, so maybe she has access to security cameras on the mothership and can watch TV back on the homeworld and all that shit. Like
going back to their kind of callousness, it's deteriorating over time. Like the safeguards they put on it are deteriorating, and that's what she keeps getting greater access to stuff she was never supposed to see.
So then how about instead of one alien, it's a ship from an empire, crewed by various races, but one information internet, basically. So, because I'm thinking, again, the Greek gods, they're, like, really different. So instead of just having, like, different individuals of one alien race, we have, like, the rock-type one and the fish-like one, and
it's basically...
Yeah, that works.
It's basically the intergalactic welcoming party, except it's, you are going to join us, you don't have a choice.
It's like, what if the Starship Enterprise lands and is not Picard? It's William Shatner on his worst day. Maybe not his worst day, but yeah, that kind of various different species making first contact or third contact, wherever we're at in the timeline.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like where we're at setting-wise, characters-wise, the world. I like the world a lot. We need to iron out what the beats of the story are and where we end. So if the first act is abduction, discovery of the powers, then she travels to Lagos. Do we land on Lagos or Jakarta? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I think Lagos.
Travels to Lagos, starts sharing information with the tech bros in Lagos.
And they don't believe her because she's a woman. And even though they can examine the stuff, every time they mess with it, it causes more problems.
Like, they can't access the stuff in her head. And whenever they try to verify something, like, sensors fail. Or...
yeah, like it disables the tech in their rooms.
Yes.
Yeah.
How does in the original, how does Sparta, why do they come out? They come after Troy for Helen, right?
Correct. But Cassandra is a Trojan princess. And she is princess by blood as opposed to by marriage.
So in the original story, the Spartans come for Helen of Troy, and then they send in the Trojan horse and take her? Or how does that happen?
So yes, there is a 10-year-long war where neither gains any ground, basically because the gods keep interfering on different sides for different purposes. They already know at the beginning of it that ultimately Troy is going to lose, but they want more or less the female gods, specifically Hera and Aphrodite, are on the side of Troy. Zeus, Poseidon, and Hermes are on... Well, Hermes kind of goes back and forth. God, who's the other one? I can't remember. Poseidon is the important one. They're on the side of the... Ares. Ares is on the side of the fucking...
the god of war? He would be on their side.
So, I know that earlier we had said about our Cassandra being from neither place, but if the original Cassandra was a Trojan princess, then I think it stands to reason that Bill had suggested she being from Nevada, and the America's super nation government, maybe they use that as a pretext. You know, you are holding a citizen of the supra-state, and we demand you release this illegal prisoner, so we are going to war.
Even though she went there willingly. Yeah, I like that.
She went there under coercion. You cannot prove that.
That's good. My thought on it was she is Nigerian, and instead of having a Helen of Troy they go in for, Helen would be the supercomputer that she's helping them program to try and communicate with aliens. Like that they've been working on before the abduction. So the Americas come in for that because they can use it for war and take her as well because she knows how to operate it.
Marx is more true. Marx would be more true if she's Helen.
Yeah.
I like both of them. But yeah, I do like the idea that she's Nigerian and they're going to take her as a spoil of war. They're going to drum up an excuse that they have one of the people on the team is American. And so they're like, hey, you have this person by coercion. The person's like, no, I'm here willingly. And they're like, you can't prove that.
Maybe the American on the team is how the military, he's the Trojan horse. He's the one they use to get into Lagos to take the Helen computer, and Cassandra, who is the one who knows how to operate it.
Yes.
And I think we can have a couple of war battle scenes before Lagos falls, and we can show the aliens interfering on both sides.
Yeah, just various conflicts will rise up in this situation for sure.
Yeah. And different aliens are like, I know you're going to win ultimately, but I'm going to frustrate you as long as possible.
So we could have, what's one of the female gods that are on the side of Troy? We could have, Athena, the Athena double, shutting down tanks, but then, the Ares doubles just makes apples explode. So, all the, shit like that on the battlefield.
Yeah.
And it'd be done with various alien technologies.
Yeah. Stuff that no one but Cassandra can recognize as alien technology.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we at one point see the inside of a fighter and he's tapping away at the touchpads of the controls, and then they all turn the color of one of the aliens, and a stylized face of that alien shows up on the screen, and he keeps tapping things but it stops working, and that's how we visually convey that these aliens are interfering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
It could even be as simple as, the scene in Our Flag Means Death, where it's oh no, I'm Blackbeard. Straight up one of the aliens just no, I'm the alien. And the guys are like, fuck! And then he just murders them all.
Yeah, that would work.
So at this point, right before Troy falls, and I'm kind of putting a pin in that,
okay,
I want us to go back to the beginning and specifically hammer out a couple of actual scenes. What's the opening?
I didn't mean to get too far ahead. I just felt like we needed, part of this is building a world before we really know what we want to do. And I think we've set that up.
That's sci-fi. So I think the opening scene would be the abduction, the actual abduction.
Not to reference a terrible movie, but the opening scene of Valerian and the Thousand Planets.
Ugh. I had a different one pop into my head. Oh, it's not the opening scene, but right after the climax of Shaun of the Dead. Hear me out. When they're flipping through channels and it's all these news reports of the crazy shit that has been happening the last couple weeks that's now over. And then it's in the shed with Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, and he's a zombie and they're playing PlayStation still. The opening being something along those lines with a radio playing a newscast to kind of build up the world as we're seeing somebody get abducted, either in the background or in a panning shot it happens. Like maybe she's walking home from a day at the lab or what have you, and there's a TV in a window playing a news report about it's been 3 weeks since the aliens have landed and here's what we know. And then there's a poster on the wall of like some propaganda graffiti or something like that. Aliens off our planet, Earth first, something way too on the fucking nose. You know, she walks by a couple that are standing there having an argument about the eternal conflict. Like, no, we should talk to them. No, we need to kill them. You know, like really set that up.
Yeah.
And then she just fucking vaporizes or however they abduct her away.
Yeah. Like I want it to be she's taking a step and then like it's just immediate.
Yeah. Like a flash of light and a puff of smoke and whatever she was carrying just falls to the ground. Her grocery bag with a baguette and
and leafy greens.
Really tropey shit. Thoughts, Mark?
I like it. That's good.
It would be opening credits over that too.
Yeah, of course. And I'm just thinking of how it happens, because in my mind, this is always like in the middle of fucking nowhere.
I think it would be more jarring that it's on a city street.
I want there to be...
Like, because that would establish that this is something that people are... Even have, like, a couple people look, but other people just don't even notice anymore, because this happens kind of regularly.
I feel like it should be... Yeah, like, people look, and then there's just, like, a security guard or policeman or whatever that comes, collects the stuff, bags it, and it puts her name on it, and that's, like, the...
Like, marks the street and time and date.
Yeah, and just, like, bags it, puts it in the truck, drives away.
See, I'm thinking about like the mechanics of a collection system like that, and something that would probably not happen, and that's why I'm leaning towards it, is something like a fighter jet that's like roughly person-sized and goes really fast. So in that sweep beginning, we can see it zipping by in the background without fully appreciating what it is.
It looks like a shooting star or something in the sky.
Yeah, but then later we see it go the other way.
Yeah. Oh, that's
and
good.
Then maybe like do a swoop or a curve, so that when it does pick her up, it's literally just come down, shoot, and up.
It's like a really small, like you said, fighter jet size, but no wings, and it has just like a net thing that comes out the bottom and just right up into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's different too.
It could even be not the alien collection, but the thing that picks up her stuff is just like a drone. It's like a drone hovers over it and marks the spot till a collection guy comes up and bags it. But it's so much more clumsy and less elegant than the aliens.
Oh, I like the idea of a drone like clumsily coming in like 15 seconds later, like the camera just hangs on that spot and on her purse or whatever she drops. Drone comes in, clumsily picks it up, and then we follow the drone to like a collection site where it drops in a pile of uncollected purses and bags and other shit.
Yeah, I like that.
Because like not many people come back from this.
Yeah, I like that.
And that's where we get the whatever our title is.
When it drops it, her purse opens, spills out, and it's her ID. Because I'm just thinking the movie's going to be named after her. Just whatever her name is.
Like her lanyard for the lab is hanging on her purse.
Yeah.
And it's got her face and Cassandra, whatever. Yeah.
So then we follow the drone up into the mothership, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, their base of operations.
Yeah. I would say it's just like a hard cut from the bag straight into wherever she is in the ship.
I think she should already have been... I know we're not going necessarily for horror, we're going for like the...
What?
Action... sci-fi.
Yeah, like...
But I really...
It's kind of a weird hybrid vibe we're building right now.
I really personally enjoy when movies do the show don't tell, because I think it's much more viscerally unsettling to have to figure out or be allowed to imagine what has happened. So I think we should just see that she has minor scarring on her face.
I do want there to be a reason why some of the aliens wouldn't like her, though. Is that something we'd come back to in flashbacks, or she'd explain to people, or do we want to show her denying them something?
Oh, I'm just thinking when we first see her again, like they're examining her, like they're about to do another experiment.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant back on Earth.
Yeah,
no.
No.
That's
still in the ship, and she just has like some.
Like she wakes up and there's a scar across her forehead.
Yeah.
Like a fresh. Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe like a swipe of shaved hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know I love me a side shave.
And I think there should also be just like, and again, you can do this with set dressing, you can talk this over with the actress or whatever, but I think like she should be, whatever her appearance was on Earth, it should be markedly altered. Like maybe she had painted fingernails that were a little bit longer, maybe she was wearing jewelry, stuff like that, and when she wakes up, she's very much none of those things. Like just little subtle shifts in appearance so she doesn't feel like herself.
Yeah.
I'm picturing her in like a hospital gown.
Yes.
I would say even full head shave.
No, I think just the swoop, because it's like utilitarian. We're not doing more than we need to.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
We're only cutting this part. We don't need to clean the rest up.
It'll be a continuity nightmare to make sure the hair growth is right on that throughout the film, but that's...
Oh, I was going to say, once she goes back to Earth, she fully shaves it.
Oh, that works too.
Yeah.
I feel like I want her experience on the ship to be told mostly throughout in flashbacks.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how to make that happen and also establish that she has this connection now.
What if we like never even go up there immediately after? So we have her bag getting dropped off at the whatever depot. Zoom in on her name tag, title of film pops up. The next scene is her the next morning. Shave, scar, sunglasses like she's got a hangover, picking up her bag.
Yeah.
And then we can even start it there. Start the flashbacks there. Build that, what's the word I'm looking for? Convention. Build that convention there with the, doesn't give a shit clerk at, the kind of repo place this would be. You're like, oh, you're here to pick. No one ever comes to pick up. Where and when? What was it like? And then you get a couple flashes of things that happened to her on the ship. And then, I don't want to talk about it. Or fine. Or something along those lines.
This is also something that can be done in makeup. But another way to represent her change. This is for you and you alone, Bill. Aleister Black and the one eye and the spreading blackness?
Sure.
One of her eyes is a different color now. Like, ideally, that, like, very specific blue that they use for robots.
What if instead of one of her eyes is a different color now? What if one of her eyes gets continually more bloodshot throughout the film?
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be really hard to do without using digital effects, but it's something.
Yeah.
I mean, we just poke it.
Part of your contract says I gotta poke you in the eye.
It's only page 5 of the script. It's just a little poke today. Wait till we shoot the finale tomorrow. Jab, jab, jab.
And I think in order to make that more visual, we would have to have close-ups of her eyes throughout.
I think every time she has a vision or a prophecy, it would be close-ups of her eyes cut with... It would be like the end of 2001. Like the Cooper guys and then shit happening.
You and I went very different places.
Were you thinking That's So Raven?
Yes. God damn it.
We need new friends.
So, even though this is going to be told in flashback cuts throughout the film, let's piece together the story of her on the ship.
Yeah.
And I think she's there with a group of people.
Yeah.
And who they are doesn't matter. Like, not even a little bit.
I think it's only important that there's someone that's standing next to her and they hold hands, and she never even sees the person's face. They're just like, they're in the room together, they're standing next to each other, and they just grab hands instinctively.
Yes. They all speak different languages. Nobody is able to communicate.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then maybe there's 2 of the specific aliens come in, like the Commander one, the Apollo one, or no, the Poseidon one. And one, I'm thinking of like a shiny thing with a bunch of tentacles. And the shiny thing has some psionics that is the one that first instills a wave of calm. And then through that, we understand a little communication.
Yeah.
The attention beings. You have been chosen for a great purpose. You are being inducted into the something empire. And, this is where they hold hands.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next scene, the next bit would be these experiments and the people one by one dying. And then maybe they're just put into like a slurry machine.
I was thinking all the experiments should be different. So she doesn't know that she's gonna survive hers?
Yeah, it's basically like they line them all up and they're just like left, right, center, left, right, center.
Like one guy gets his head cut open, one gets his arm cut open, one gets his chest cut open, and she like, I don't know, maybe does like some weird laser scan or something like that. She doesn't know the purpose of it, but for whatever reason she gets the easy one and is just deposited back on Earth.
Well, she thinks it's the easy one.
I think that she needs to see the other ones die.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, as whatever, I like the idea of just like a laser scan for her. Something like seemingly completely innocuous.
Or even, it's not even like necessarily a laser scan, it's like a scan and then a really quick like needle insertion.
What if it's like everyone gets ushered into different like bits of machinery? So someone's on a table with a saw over it and like, but hers is just a tank that fills with liquid. And as it's filling with liquid, she's watching all these people dying in violent ways around her, and she thinks she's about to drown. And then once the liquid reaches the top of her head and she's holding her breath, and then it just lowers and then empties. And she has no idea what it was, what it did, anything like that, but then she's just let go. And I would think it's funny is not the right word, but I mean funny, if the aliens still deposited everyone where they picked them up. So we see the aliens drop 4 corpses and Cassandra back exactly where they were originally. Because the aliens don't even recognize that what they're doing is killing the subject.
What if I like the idea of the liquid. It raises to the point that she is holding her breath until she almost can't hold it anymore, and she's about to whatever, and that's when she like gasps and takes a breath and realizes she can breathe, but that's how she actually ingests the, it's like nanobots or whatever, and that's
oh no,
the
I like the idea of still the scar thing.
Oh yeah, like I think they still do that, but it's like it's tracking chips.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know if we need an answer as to what the liquid is.
Okay.
I like the idea of her trying not like holding her breath and watching people she just met die, and then when she can't hold her breath anymore is just when it gets.
This is where we get shown the other aliens. And each one is, like, doing a different thing to a different person.
Yeah, for sure.
And maybe that can be how we subtly indicate, like, what each is interested in. Maybe, like a big muscle and rock type alien, like, injects a guy with a thing, and he like, steroid swells up until he pops.
That's awful. I love it.
As one example.
That's so good.
I was thinking there's one guy who is deformed. Like, even looks deformed even for what the alien is, and something with metal. He drops hot metal on someone.
Or like...
or injects liquid metal into someone.
Just say Tetsuo the Iron Man.
No.
No, that's not what you're thinking of?
No, I'm thinking Hephaestus.
We're on 2 different wavelengths right now.
Hephaestus is like a little, like, grub guy, but he's powering like a big mech suit. And he's the one that just, like, chops off a guy's leg to see if he can jam, like, a metal leg on, and it's just not going.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. We gotta have a brain in a floating jar doing, like, cutting someone's head open, right?
Well, I think then we can combine the brain in the jar with the glowy tentacle that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
And that's the one that's got our Cassandra.
Solosis with,
I was thinking,
tentacles.
like, a blob monster has Cassandra.
Well, just because I kind of want the telepath to be the one that's
good point.
Directly interacting with her.
No, you're right. Yeah. No, that's good shout.
I feel like besides the obviously screaming, like that's going to be a lot of what's happening as soon as the experiments start, but the thing that we should hear more than anything else is her heartbeat.
I think no screaming. To go back to her in the tank. Once it fills up, there's no more sound except her heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Good.
Maybe like the most muffled, like, buzzsaw, but mostly the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good shit. And that, of course, all gets peppered throughout the feature.
Yeah, peppered throughout.
Flashbacks and stuff.
Yeah.
Fun shoot day, though.
Now I'm just thinking, what do they want from Cassandra? And I kind of like them not telling her.
Mm-hmm. Because there's not really a reason in the, well, they want sex.
So maybe Tentacle Brain says, Captain, I've established connection with this one.
Yeah, and she's the first one that experiment hasn't killed from shock or whatever.
Yeah. And then maybe the captain just approaches the tank, taps it and says, "We'll be in touch." And then that's when, like, she's evacuated from the tube.
Yeah.
And that's all we get of what the aliens want.
Or they, like, knock her unconscious or something like that. We don't really see how she gets back to Earth. Just know that she does.
We'll be in touch, tentacle to forehead, black.
Lights out.
Yeah.
Cut, heart, a smash cut.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so now she goes back to Lagos, tries to explain to people this is, because now I feel like we need to, now that we've got at least 2 scenes, like, in specific detail, we kind of need to pump the gas a little bit more and gloss over some stuff. So she eventually goes to Lagos.
I want some scenes in here where she, like, tries to explain, has a first prophecy, goes, this thing is gonna happen, no one believes her, it happens anyway. And then bits where she and the scientists are trying to figure out how it works, the stuff we talked about earlier, equipment malfunctions. She's working on the supercomputer. We get some skirmishes on the outskirts of town with the American forces coming in.
I think the equipment malfunctions, because I'm trying to tie it back to, like, she keeps failing tests that the aliens give her that she doesn't even realize are tests. Like, her first couple flashes of the whatever, she doesn't even recognize what they are because they're just too much and overwhelming and painful, and she doesn't respond she doesn't respond the way the aliens expect her to respond. So they're like, oh, she's broken.
Okay, yeah.
And that's kind of how we get the no one believes her when she's like, this is happening.
Yeah. Okay. That works.
And then we move forward to the fall of Lagos.
Yeah, so the fall of Lagos. This, I think, is the next big beat we want to flesh out. Because if we're kind of doing the fall of Troy here. Trojan horse and all. So, the American romantic partner, friend, enemy, how do we want to have that relationship be throughout the first act? If there's an American that brings in...
I think our girl is increasingly more withdrawn because of the experience she's having.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the American is trying really hard because of what they know is going to happen.
But before the abduction, did they have a relationship, or what are we thinking here?
I don't think they're related at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I think just coworker.
I guess what I was asking is, do we want this to be a betrayal, or do we want this to just be a, fuck,
Like, as far as I recall, Cassandra is kind of Cassandra just chills in the temple, so she's kind of separate from everyone else for the reasons of her crazy prophecies, and like the only relationship she really has are her mom, and like her sister comes to visit her a couple times, sister-in-law.
Okay.
Like, she and Helen never interact.
Sure. Well, Helen's a computer, they interact all the time.
Yeah.
Does our Cassandra, maybe the stuff that the aliens did to her doesn't just connect her to the aliens, but also to computer systems.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she can, like, also interact in a limited capacity with Helen, but also with, like, satellite networks and Wi-Fi, and maybe through that she gets, like, some classified American intel that, like, they're gonna attack soon.
Yeah. Like, maybe she calls out the American on the base, or in the lab, to a superior, but they're like drinking buddies or something. So the superior has nothing wants nothing to do with it.
Yeah, like the American is just super friendly and gregarious, and everyone likes them, and no one likes her because she's just a little weird.
Like, this dude's got to be the most, like, Chad motherfucker too.
So then, I guess for the Trojan horse, they're a peace delegation. So the start of the war is nominally over some pretense of a captive. Is that what we started with?
Like, the Americans were raiding the lab to take her captive, or what do you mean?
No, I thought that the reason that the Americans were declaring war is because you're keeping this American student hostage.
I think there should be 2 Americans. There should be the person that's working really closely with Cassandra and Helen, the computer, and there should be the Trojan horse character.
So my thought went to, the Americans are sending in a diplomat, and the diplomat goes in with the intent to be a martyr, so to speak. And basically as a false flag operation. Like, maybe they even send in a robot disguised as a diplomat that explodes. And then they claim that our Nigerian diplomat has been killed by the rebel forces. We need to go in and get him, or something like that. Too much of a stretch?
See, I want diplomacy to be the red herring that will be how they end the war. So I don't want it to start with another similar thing.
Okay, so we'll do something like that at the end with a diplomat. Okay.
Where like this stalemate has gone on for too long. We're sending in a diplomats to make peace, and during the peace negotiations, that's when the army marches in and waffle stomps everybody.
So is that the end of the film then? Are you thinking, or because when does Cassandra die in the myth?
She gets taken back to Sparta, wherever. Troy gets burned to the ground. She gets taken back as a prisoner of war, and she gets murdered by the wife of Agamemnon.
Okay. So in that case, yeah, we need to get her from... The Americans need to raid, basically. So the fall of Lagos has to be the fall of Troy, and it's got to be the second act. And we got to get her back to the States somehow.
Sorry, what I was looking for was the modern version of Odysseus, which is apparently Ulysses. So I think whatever diplomat they send in, or whatever person they send in, should just be named Ulysses. Because the horse is Odysseus's idea.
Named after former U.S. President Ulysses S. Grant. The S stands for S.
So I think Americans come in, take over, take Cassandra, Helen, and the person they were supposed to...
The other American.
Yeah, the one that was supposedly kidnapped.
Yeah.
Or being held hostage.
Maybe, like, every time we see this, we see Chad. His name's Chad now. Every time we see Chad at the lab, like, he's courteous and he's helpful and he's happy to be there. And as soon as they get him back to the U.S., he starts going on, like, news media and the Today Show and shit and talking about how horrible conditions were when he was held prisoner. Like, he was a spy the whole time.
Yes.
It's not, like, a personal betrayal, but it's still, like, a dick move.
Yeah. And I think Cassandra realizes, like, this is... trying to figure out how to bring in Clytemnestra, the character that kills her.
U.S. president, baby.
I'm just thinking,
Hillary
like,
Clinton with a fucking Glock, just...
I'm thinking, like, Cassandra is taken back, and Clytemnestra is her security guard.
Okay.
Prison guard something, who kills her out of basically, like, her kid died as a result of alien experiments. And so it's kind of like anger at the aliens, misplaced anger at her for surviving.
For trying to communicate with the aliens to broker peace.
Yeah. And also just kind of like, I have this feeling that if I kill you, this is gonna be over.
Why does the original kill the original Cassandra?
Clytemnestra kills Cassandra because she's basically a war prize, and she doesn't want an extra body in the house after, she kind of kills her because, like, Agamemnon is proud of her, more or less. See,
so I'm thinking Helen, which I think it should be obvious is some kind of acronym.
Yeah.
Hydrogen, electron, something. Anyway.
Logarithmic engineering notion.
Neutroplavin.
Sure.
Like it doesn't matter what, but we just need to see that it's... Anyway, maybe the because Agamemnon is the king, right?
Yes.
King of Sparta. So maybe it's whoever's in charge of the military Americas is fascinated by the use of Helen as a weapon, and that then inspires jealousy in a subordinate, or because Cassandra is the only one who can can interface with it. It's a nerd. It's the military tech nerd.
You're gonna say Cassandra's killed by the fucking incel tech nerd?
Yes.
Yes.
Now I'm stuck on what Helen stands for. Oh, I'm almost there.
There's no F in it.
Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm so close. Because what Helen is an attempt to basically decode and translate alien language. So it's the something extraterrestrial language network. I gotta figure out the H. That's the only thing I'm stuck on.
Hexadecimal?
Nah, that's too...
Hypertext. Hypertext encrypting
Uh,
long-term executable network.
I don't, there doesn't need to be a second E.
HELN.
They'd still call it Helen.
It could even just be HLN and they call it Helen.
I don't have the H, though.
Hyper. Hardware.
Or even just like somebody's name. The Higgs Extraterrestrial Language Network, or Helen.
Higgs is the one who kills Cassandra at the end.
No, because maybe Higgs would be the person in charge of the lab back in Lagos.
Yeah.
So the war begins when the military Americas attack Lagos with the pretext of it being we're trying to rescue,
Chad.
this guy's a hostage and he's being kept against his will.
And when they bring him back, mission successful. The propaganda's on TV. He's crying about his conditions over there, which we know as the viewer to not be true.
Maybe we can see that like on a television through the bars in Cassandra's prison.
We could even see the things he describes untruthfully applied to him being applied to Cassandra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's joking with the wine moms on Today about you should have seen the food as we see a tray of slop being slid towards Cassandra for her one meal that day or whatever.
Yeah. I think also Cassandra knows it's going to happen. She recognizes because the guy is getting increasingly obsessed with her. And so she contacts the aliens and like what if that's the last thing we hear from her is basically, hey, I know you don't care. This is what's happening. You started this, you need to finish it. And then she gets murdered. Because it's kind of a bummer ending.
I like that idea. Is that where we want to end? Or do we want to epilogue it with how the aliens respond? Do we want to decide that?
I'm getting the vibe that the aliens want chaos on Earth.
I think the aliens don't care what happens when they're gone on Earth. The aliens are the tech bros of the universe. Just move fast, break things, learn what we can and get the fuck out, you know?
Yeah.
See, I'm kind of feeling like a Battlefield Earth-ish. The aliens ultimately want something from humanity, and as long as we've got things like armies and scientists, we're not gonna just let them. So they're trying to play us off each other, while picking up people like in onesie-twosies, like Cassandra, in the background, and interfering in the big fights so that nobody ever wins, so that both sides are drawn down.
Yeah.
And what if while they're doing all this, it's a whole lot of hand waving over here with the left hand, so the right hand is just picking a natural resource and just scraping the earth dry of it before they leave.
I think we don't get that yet, but one of the last shots is an invasion fleet. So like she calls out to the aliens in the one ship she was in, and then the last shot is that ship flanked by like 200 more.
You did this for a reason. What is that reason? This was her last message. Expand to the fleet.
What if the last thing she sees before she dies is one final prophecy and it's of the invasion?
Yeah. That's their response.
It's of very clearly a military alien force landing and descending on Earth.
Yeah. You showed us
like
not
in the already crumbled remains of existing cities, like because we've already pretty much decimated ourselves. Then they come in, land, and finish the job.
Yeah, it's kind of like the vibe that I want to get from that is like you have demonstrated that your species is capable of withstanding our technology, so now we know that we can use you as slave labor or whatever they need.
Or not even just withstanding, like understanding.
Yeah.
Like with you, Cassandra, something special happened. We now understand through you and your actions here that you guys are a threat.
Yeah.
So the last thing she sees before she dies is the response, which is a military force. So while she's working in captivity then, she has to hit some sort of breakthrough on the Helen. Maybe like one of the last things she does is figure out how to utilize the computer to control her access to the alien infrastructure, basically.
Yeah.
Because up until then, it's all just uncontrolled flashes of shit that she can recognize and basically foresee. And then the last thing, like she finally learns how to control it, and the last thing she sees is the battle plans.
Yeah, and that's when she gets murked.
And that's when she gets murdered.
Yeah.
Before she can even turn around and say, they're fucking coming.
Yeah.
I think that's a real strong ending.
Yeah. Bummer.
Oh, yeah, total bummer. Very Cabin in the Woods ending.
Yeah. Humanity's fucked and we deserve it.
So how serious do we want the writing to be then? Because I think like the framework we've built is solid, but it could also be it can take itself seriously or it can take itself more lighthearted. How do we want to approach that? Now we come to tone.
I feel like this is serious.
Yeah, I was getting that vibe as well.
When we were, if we asked the vibe question at the very beginning, I would have said silly. But now that we've done it, I feel like this is a serious one.
It kind of has the vibes to me of like the sort of like dawning dread and horror you feel watching Alien, where you realize Wayland Yutani doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of vibe that I want.
Like
it's not quite horror, but
like the only character in this that is that even remotely feels human is Cassandra.
yeah.
Everyone else is operating on very specific motivation.
Yeah.
And it's everyone else, include like the aliens to start, but even the humans by the end just act on cold calculation, except for the murder. I think that should still be hot-blooded. I think that should still be based out of like human emotion and not,
Yeah.
calculated. So is there? I would say the simple answer is she spurns his advances. That's an element from the original myth, and if we place it at the end with the incel security guard, like, and that's his reason for murder, or something so insignificant as she wouldn't sleep with him.
I was thinking he's jealous because I can figure out this computer, but you're letting this foreigner do it. She shouldn't have access to it at all. I should be programming it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, that works too. Like simple jealousy too, just like completely missing the forest for the trees. I think makes that more effective. That murder.
So the reason that, because I know you guys aren't big Greek mythology people, the reason that Clytemnestra kills Agamemnon is because in order to start the war in Troy, he sacrifices his daughter to get favorable winds. And he lures Clytemnestra and his daughter to the place where they're going to be sacrificed by saying she's going to get married. And then he kills her. And then, of course, Clytemnestra has the decade to plan her revenge.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the idea of jealousy.
Yeah. Tying it into the original myth makes it tighter. Yeah.
Just passion and hatred. And he was planning for years how he was going to get to work with Helen when it came in, and they didn't let him. They just gave it to her.
Mm-hmm. And rightfully so. She's the only one that can use it.
I want to say that the actual death is just he shoots her while she's like at the computer, and as she bleeds out, that's when she has that last to the aliens. And that's why we know, like, this is their last message to her. They also know it.
Yeah.
So what do we think? Do we have the whole thing more or less wrapped up?
I think we got something real good here.
Yeah, I think it's pretty solid.
Okay. Then I'm going to say one more thing that's not for the movie, and if we do it in the movie, it will ruin everything, so we shouldn't. But I'm going to say it out loud to make myself feel better. As she's lying there, bleeding out, the Aphrodite alien teleports in and does a beam that freezes everything. She apologizes to Cassandra, and then they teleport to a small asteroid in space where it's the space version of the island of Lesbos, and they write poetry together. And it's a happy ending for everybody.
Mark, have you seen a movie called The Last Temptation of Christ?
No.
How about a movie called The Green Knight?
No.
So, we can have both.
Let's not, because that sounds like a bad, stupid ending.
The crazy thing is I just named two incredible movies that do something similar where, like, a character comes in or like, you basically see a future that doesn't happen and the main character visualizes it on their deathbed, essentially. Although that's debatable in The Green Knight. But,
That's cool, but also it really, really doesn't fit the tone we've been doing. I was mostly saying that to make myself feel better. Our Cassandra gets a happy ending as Sappho of Lesbos, writing gay poetry for all of time.
I was thinking we could do, like, to go back to Animorphs, a main character of the series dies in the last book. And there's a godlike creature in Animorphs that relates to this character that they mattered, basically. And I'm not saying that, like, the alien tells Cassandra she mattered, but, like, having the alien, as she's dying, sputtering out, just whisper one last thing to her, or communicate one last thing to her of, like, this is because of you, or you got too close, or something like that. Just one last final dig before, the troops land.
I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't listening there.
That's okay.
I was...
It made sense to me, and that's all that matters. I'm gonna keep it in, because I edit this.
I just like that the final shot as she's bleeding out is the alien saying, "We did this for a reason. Here's the invasion force."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Roll credits. This does not have a happy ending.
We did this, like, you were the reason we did this. You showed us that humans are dangerous. Congrats. Finger guns. And regular guns. A lot of regular guns.
Regular guns that shoot fingers. Pointy fingers.
Maybe just to bring it back to something from earlier, we have a decision has been made. You will not be joining the Empire. Invasion force.
Oh, that's even better. Just cold. Like getting a rejection email from a company that you applied to.
Yeah, very like, we did this for a reason. Your application to join the Galactic Federation has been denied.
Yes.
Thank you for your interest.
Okay, so, did we name any of our characters?
Chad and Cassandra.
Do we want to be super on the nose and just name them after what they're supposed to be? Freaking Agamemnon.
And I don't think we're going to name the incel nerd that Greek lady's name. What was her name again?
Clytemnestra. You could name him...
Clyde?
Yeah, we could go Clyde.
Clyde works. Clyde and
Nestor.
Mestra. What'd you say?
Nestor. Nestor.
Nestor. Clyde Nestor. Clyde M. Nestor.
I do think her name should be Cassandra.
Yeah, she's got to be Cassandra, for sure. I like the idea of Chad for the American guy.
Yeah.
I think we'd have some stock characters, like an American general. We'd have a couple stock scientist characters in Lagos. We'd need some voice actors for the aliens.
We need a voice actor for Helen, too, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Should we start with Cassandra, and should we start with the easiest question of this?
Yes.
We're all thinking Lupita Nyong'o, right?
Yes.
Right?
I actually wasn't thinking anyone, but okay.
Yeah, I was...
The other name I had is Letitia Wright.
What? Remind me?
Shuri in Black Panther.
Oh, okay.
But Lupita, it's a Lupita Nyong'o role. Holy shit, it's a Lupita Nyong'o role.
I was actually getting, like, the vibes of... Not that it's a good movie, but the Quiet Place Day One.
I thought about The Quiet Place Day 1, and it's more like The Quiet Place Day, like, 415. Like, we kind of know what's going on. Things are still fucked, but we kind of know what's going on now.
Yeah.
Maybe not that late. Maybe day 35.
Yes. But yeah, Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah. I mean, Chad, do we want to just Channing Tatum it?
No, I feel like he needs to be a little... More Chris Evans and Knives Out.
What was the fucking guy? Houndland Christian Pratt. Jack Rayner. He was the douchey boyfriend in Midsommar.
Oh, God.
As Chad. Mark, think Chris Pratt, but you got him at the dollar store.
I'm sorry, what was his name?
Jack Rayner. Reynor.
Okay.
He's very good at playing a shitty American.
He looks like if you made J.D. Vance out of Chris Evans.
God damn it, you're right.
I think we should throw Sebastian Stan in as one of the, like, generic Americans, either at the lab or in...
Yeah.
Sebastian Stan could also be fucking Shooty Magoo Clyde.
No, he's too attractive.
What about...
I want someone who looks like Data from The Simpsons.
What about William Jackson Harper?
William Jackson?
Cheaty.
Nah, I trust him too much. I don't want someone that's like Hollywood attractive, so to speak.
Yeah.
I'm picturing in my head like Mandark.
Yeah, I want like a weird fucking character actor. I want to see some weird fucking face, you know? Not like...
I want it to be like Steve Buscemi 40 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, give me a fucking... Oh my god, what's his fucking name? Like a Steven Tobolowsky type.
I was going to say, if you could somehow permanently scald Timothée Chalamet.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I mean, we can also just use prosthetics. We could just pull a fucking Charlie Kaufman.
See, here's the thing. Why spend money making an attractive person unattractive when there are unattractive actors looking for work?
Fair.
That's such a weirdly mean thing for me to say.
It's not even that they have to be unattractive, they just don't have to be a Hollywood 10.
I'm looking at a list Vulture did of
weird-looking actors?
top character actors working today. Coleman Domingo showed up. Walton Goggins.
Walton Goggins is still hot, though.
No, he's not.
Jack Bannon.
Who?
Jack Bannon.
Pennyworth?
You know what, though? I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what
fucking
about...
yeah, good pull.
What about that guy that was in the really weird tech show?
You're talking about Devs?
Yes. Couldn't remember what it was called.
Which guy?
The Russian boyfriend that gets murdered immediately.
Oh my god, it's been so long.
I don't remember his name.
Sergey?
Yeah, probably.
Karo Glusman?
Yeah.
This guy?
Yeah, he's got a weird face.
So you can look it up. Ooh.
I already have it.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I like the one you gave too, Mark, as well. Like, either of them, those are good types.
So we got Cassandra, we got Chad, we got Clyde.
Clyde M. Nestor, or whatever his name is.
We could always call Chad a version of Achilles as well.
Yeah. I want, like, a J.K. Simmons type general. I want, like, a Simon Pegg as the voice of an alien.
Yep.
The main alien voice we hear, I think we should cast that. Whoever it is that talks to Cassandra at the end.
Do we want it to be male or female?
I like the idea of female.
Male. You know what? The first alien that speaks to her in the beginning that, sends the wave of calm and you have been chosen, that should be female. The one at the end should be male.
Okay. So...
Amy Adams.
I like it.
I'm thinking especially Amy Adams with that flat affect she uses in Arrival.
Yeah. I like it. And the relation to Arrival, because there are some similar things we're doing here. It's not like a ripoff, but...
What if Arrival except bad?
Yeah. What if Arrival bad? Directed by not Denis Villeneuve.
For Helen, Judi Dench.
I love Dame Judi Dench. Her voice is too old now.
See, I'm thinking of Spaceship Earth.
Yeah. I feel like maybe Judi Dench for the alien female voice.
Yeah, I like that.
And Amy Adams for Helen. Because the Earth technology is going to be younger.
Yeah.
And if that's reflected in the voice casting, that adds that layer of understanding for the audience.
So I'm also kind of thinking about, and I'm still thinking in the lines of Spaceship Earth, for Helen, we get somebody from NPR. Literally just one of the readers from NPR.
Just that kind of, like, trustworthy, calm, steady voice.
Jack Lepiars, that's his name.
For Helen?
No, for the alien.
Oh, for the alien.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I thought we were talking about Helen.
Manoush Zamarotti.
Sure.
That's an NPR name.
Yeah.
Host of NPR's TED Radio Hour. Somebody like her as the voice of Helen.
As the resident old man here, we believe you.
Yeah, so that's Helen. Judi Dench for the female alien voice, and the male alien voice, then we need to...
Hear me out.
Okay.
It's some sort of amalgamation of every male actor in the film.
I was going to say Willem Dafoe.
I also like Willem Dafoe. But I was just thinking, literally just have every male actor say those lines and then blend them together.
There's that movie that did that with the faces. What was that fucking movie?
Men?
No, because I didn't see Men, but it was one I'd seen. Shit, what was that movie?
You watch a lot of movies.
I know.
You know what? For the male alien voice, Stephen Barr. And I hope that you trust me because... Okay, so I was throwing out his name because he was the voice of Rex in the Mass Effect trilogy. Some other things he's done a lot of video games. But he was also, I think, he was in Atlantis. He was in the Atlantis straight-to-video sequel.
Who was he in that?
He was Cookie in the straight-to-video sequel.
Oh, because I think Cookie...
He was also Jim Varney died.
Yeah.
But he was also other voices in Atlantis. He was Mr. Martin in Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Wait, what was the actor?
Stephen Barr. I'm especially thinking of his voice he did for Erd Not Rex.
Because I trust you on this one. Oh, he played the announcer in We Are Marshall. So he's got one of those voices. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah.
So I have a suggestion, and it's kind of an Easter egg. Instead of Chad, his name is Brad.
I'm missing a joke here.
Brad Pitt played Achilles in the really bad 2004 Troy.
God damn it, and it's such a white boy asshole name. That's good. Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Fuck you. That's good.
I'm trying to tie it back to different... So is that everybody then? We got Helen, we got the alien, we got Cassandra
and
Brad.
Chad, the nerd. Did we settle on the general?
I said a
J.K. Simmons type.
Yeah.
You know, this is entirely because I really, really liked him in Asteroid City, but I kind of want Jeffrey Wright, but he's a little too nice.
Yeah.
But he's got the...
You know what? Jeffrey Wright is like the science equivalent of the military general.
Yeah, Jeffrey Wright is the head of the science lab.
Yeah, in Lagos?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Is there anything else that we need?
Well, we decided it's called Cassandra, right?
I think we were working with that assumption up until now.
I'm okay with it just being called that.
I'm kind of not. I feel like we can do better.
I don't necessarily want to go, like, super schlocky B-movie with the title, like Day of the Aliens or something stupid, because I feel like what we've done is better than that.
I think it should stick with a shorter title.
Yeah.
Or we need to go full, like, the assassination of...
Full...
Yeah.
Dr. Cassandra, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Aliens.
What if it's a direct quote or reference to the actual Cassandra, instead of just calling it Cassandra?
Okay. Do you have... Because she has a couple good speeches. Because the one I'm thinking of is her wedding speech at the end.
Cody has moved to the bookshelf where she's looking for her physical copy of this Greek myth.
So first I'm going to quote from Aeschylus's Agamemnon.
Aeschylus.
Apollo, god of all ways, but only deaths to me. Once and again, O thou destroyer named, thou hast destroyed me, thou my love of old. Thou destroyer named.
Destroyer named.
Thou destroyer
named, yeah. That's not bad.
Is that... Sorry, I'm flipping through... Estra, Agamemnon, blah, blah, blah.
Lucky is the movie I was trying to think of where the dude's face changes a bunch. Fuck, that was driving me nuts. I had to go to my fucking Letterboxd. Sorry. I liked that movie a lot, just couldn't remember the name of it.
Oh, Human Things?
Oh,
Ooh.
Human Things?
I like that.
That's good. I like that a lot. That's different.
Okay.
You don't see a lot of O's in movie titles. The only one I can think of is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And that movie rips. So, Oh Human Things.
Do we like that as a title then? Oh, Human Things?
Fine by me.
Yeah, I like that.
I feel like maybe then, does this need a tagline?
I don't think it does. And the poster to me is just a close-up of Cassandra's face. And maybe you see reflections of, like, the aliens in one eye and reflections of Helen, the computer, in the other eye.
See, I'm thinking the poster is Cassandra holding the Earth in her hands and the ship behind her.
Yeah.
I was thinking it's Oh Human Things reflected in her eyes.
Like that close-up of her eye and it's, like, half bloody. Because we set that up and we're still doing it with the bloody eye thing. Poke, poke, poke.
Poke you in the eye.
Yeah, something along those lines. Like, the whole poster is just her eye. It says, Oh Human Things in her eye.
Yeah. It could even just be one eye.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe the tagline is just see it. February 2026. Like, or you'll never see it coming.
You'll never see it coming. And I feel like this is a summer blockbuster.
This absolutely is a summer blockbuster. This is a July 4th weekend release. Fucking Independence Day ass this shit. Like, let's go.
We can't Independence Day every movie.
This is the first one I've tried to Independence Day. Come on.
You tried it every week!
I'm gonna throw my last sips of wine at you.
Even though we have that big downer bummer of an ending, I feel like there's room we could do a sequel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think we've built a really interesting world to play in. Like, I think we can come back to this world with other Greek myths in the future, even.
Conveniently, there are several sequels to this.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I believe it's the last 4,000 years of history.
I was gonna say, we could just do the Trojan Horse movie, and it's a heist movie about how the Americans break into Lagos and steal Helen. It's just all of that in 90 minutes. No, I like this one.
Me too. I think this is a solid space thing we built together.
And it only took us 6 episodes to get here.
You know, knowing us as a group, and especially Cody and how much the wheel loves her, I'm surprised it's taken us this long to get to ancient Greece.
Yeah.
And we still ignored ancient Greece. You're like, fuck it, aliens. Ain't nobody got time for Greece.
So that was our building of Oh Human Things, a summer blockbuster which you can see this July. I've been Mark Lucas.
Billy Beck.
Cody Beck.
This has been The Treatment, a podcast about stories. We'll see you at the movies.